So hey, look, check this out, right? I don't understand why, um, like the Democratic Party, um, is so like bent on hating Trump so much, right? Like they can't see their own flaws, right? Look, you just gotta look at your own politicians, right? The politicians that you guys adorn, right? Okay, for example, California, right? Gavin Newsom, right? Check this out, right? The dude got so much against him. So I'm reading this article, right? And it talks about his ex, um, like aide or secretary or something like that, right? And how she's breaking uh, her silence on like the corruption that she was a part of, right? And there's like a trial right now, right? Like this lady, she literally literally embezzled money to go on trips, like and buy fancy things, right? And this money is like government money, and they're taking it as kickbacks. And I don't get why the Liberal Party can't see it. I get it if she was a businesswoman, right? And it was all her money, or even if she was corrupted as a business person, right? But it's not. She's embezzling government money. She has no business, right? That's the crazy thing. She has no business, and she has no business taking people's money. That's not hers. Okay, let's go read into it real quick, right? And okay, and then we're gonna get to Gavin Newsom, right? So disgraced ex Gavin Newsom aide breaks silence as corruption trial looms. California Governor Newsom's disgraced former chief of staff Dana Williamson has broken her silence as she prepared for court on criminal charges. Criminal charges involving alleged tax fraud and a plot to steal hundreds of thousands of dollars in campaign funds, right? Okay, so maybe it's not taxpayer money, right? Campaign funds, though. What are campaign funds, right? They're money raised from people, right? That have a belief in that their money is going to go towards an election process, a fair election process. Hopefully, they get to, you know, get there. But I guess I don't know, right? Let's say once you get your people elected, you have leftovers. What do you do with that, right? Does it go into a budget? Wait for the next election, right? I would assume that's what it goes. You know what I mean? Like it goes into some sort of budget. But like, okay, this is what she does, right? So she's telling them she's recovering from liver transplant, and then yeah, I think they went to her doorstep, and she was trying to they were trying to get some comments. So this is California Post, right? I didn't even know California had a like a New York Post. California Post has like their own little version. Oh, that's like the same thing. She declined to comment further before closing the door. Okay. Federal prosecutors allege a 23 count indictment filed in November that Williamson was part of a scheme to steal roughly about $225,000 from a doormat campaign account tied to former Health Secretary Xavier Becerra, who's now running for California governor. Look at all these corrupt. I mean, if this lady was a former um, what you call it, assistant to Governor Newsom, right? Staff, chief of staff. Uh, the Xavier guy must be a Democrat. I'm just gonna connect those dots. Prosecutor says that the money was routed through consulting entities and disguised as legitimate payments. You see that? I mean, what is she gonna say during the trial? Right? Williamson, who was Newsom's top aide from 2022 until December 2024, allegedly collaborated during this time with registered lobbyists Greg Campbell and Sean McCluskey, a former Becerra staffer. Both men have pleaded guilty to conspiring to commit fraud. You know what I mean? If both men pleaded guilty and she was a a part of that conspiracy, she might as well play guilty too. Wilson said the governor, former right hand, um, is also accused of filing false tax returns. Okay, so that's not the least of the things that she's done, right? She's been doing false tax claims, right? to the to the tune of $1.7 million in business expenses. In her 2022 tax return, Wilson allegedly made $861,000 in false business deductions, right? Like, what type of business is she running? Besides the fact that she's just the chief of staff for a government job. It's a government job. It's a government job. But I guess the government job is a business unto themselves. I, dude, I need to be a part of the government at that point. The actual expenses involve a 156,000 birthday trip to Mexico, including yacht rental, more than $12,000 on Chanel earrings. You need you need $12,000 Chanel earrings. But the thing is, what I mean, she's like the background, right? She wasn't even running. It's a kickback. She wasn't even running. She wasn't even in front of the limelight, right? She wasn't like running for a position or anything like that. Um, hey, but I guess she felt like she worked hard. Chanel earrings and shopping bags, and nearly 8,000 in Gucci bag and wallet, according to prosecutors. You know what I mean? But then that's a prosecutor, right? Could be hearsay. Wasn't also alleged to spend more than $10,000 on a trip to California theme park. Hey, Disneyland is a little bit expensive. $10,000 is probably on the lower end when you come to Disneyland, and more than 35,000 on a family law attorney. Shoot. Okay, workers' comp. You call that workers' comp? Hey, I've been working too hard, and I gotta fix my family problems. I need 35,000. Okay, I mean, okay, those two, those two, I give that to her. But everything else, check this out, right? She had almost $700,000 in false business deduction for her 2020. So yeah, 2022 and then 2023, right? Tax return, according to the indictment, including $213,000 in payments to two relatives for no-show jobs. She not only gave herself kickback, she gave her relatives kickback. What they do with that? Buy a house before the market went up? Dang! No wonder these people super wealthy. Assembly member David saying Japa, um, I guess the representative of Fresno, suggested that allegations against Wilson and her co-conspirators show how Sacramento is pervaded by a culture of corruption. So, following her arrest, Newsom, okay, so Newsom, okay, look, check this out. He was still processing the allegation against Wilson, and he initially wondered, look how innocent this guy act like like oh okay, it must have been this whole uh, politicizing against your opponents or lawfare against your opponent by the Trump administration. Wonder if the arrest was politicized by the Trump administration, right? He said that he had been made aware of the FBI probe looking into Wilson late last year and placed her on leave. However, Politico noted that the report Newsom praised Wilson's insight, tenacity, and big heart. Political. Political rub. In the send-off message, making no mention of the FBI probe. Before joining Newsom inner circle, Wilson ran her own consulting firm, Grace Public Affairs, and reportedly served as senior aide to past governors Jerry Brown and Gray Davis. Sacramento officials were stunned last week to learn that Wilson received $50,000 on her way out the door, using roughly about $30,000 unused vacation time to remain California payroll 7 weeks after the governor's office confirmed her departure. She remained on payroll several. How do you how do you, how do you do that? How do you remain on payroll 7 weeks after you were confirmed departure? It's like I'm gonna give you 2 weeks notice that I'm gonna leave 2 weeks early, but you're gonna have to give me 7 week of payback still for my payroll. Make that make sense? You see how crazy y'all sound, man? You know what I mean? Oh, there's more. I thought that was it. All right, let's go. Keep on going. Wilson received a lump sum payment of about $22,000 for remaining unused vacation hours. The U.S. Attorney Eric Grant said that the charges against Wilson and her lead co-conspirator were a crucial step in an ongoing political corruption investigation that started 3 years ago. 3 years ago. You know what I mean? So that must have been Trump was 20. What is this? 22. Yeah, Trump 2024, right? 3 years ago, she 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 was being indicted uh, or or investigated by the Biden administration, bro. That's your team. That's your team. Come on, bro. Like, and that, as it always has, the U.S. Attorney Office will continue to work tirelessly in our law enforcement partners to protect the people of California from political corruption. The charge against Williamson will include conspiracy, bank and wire fraud, and false statements and tax-related offenses. Her case will be back in court April 16th, and she could face up to 20 years in prison and $250,000 in fine if found guilty. You know what I mean? And this was your boys, Gavin Newsom's right hand man. You feel me? So, but hey, look, what do I know anyway, man? They gonna do what they gonna do. You feel me? Have a good night, y'all. Peace.